Okay. See the title of the video? Here we go. Yes, yo, the time for your next lesson is upon us. You are keeping well, I trust. Taking the occasional brisk walk, one cannot form sound thoughts if one fails to maintain a sound body. Now, assuming you have been following Keela's instructions, you should be ready to face the more dangerous threats found in western Lanoska. They speak of roselings and wild jackets, and yes, I would have you vanquish 3 of each. This is a perfect sample size. The first acts as a preliminary test case, the second to test your hypothesis, the third to perfect the tactics you devise. Speaking of which, I trust your strategy will consist more than simply flinging ruin over and over again. You are not the novice you once were, and your skills in the field ought to reflect that. If you find yourself wanting for other approaches, consider an assault with ruin in tandem with attacks from your carbuncle when timed appropriately. You can deal a crippling blow to your opponent. Oh, I don't have my carbuncle out. Oh shit. I forgot to eat my food. Welcome back, yo. Did it feel... How did it feel to conquer such ferocious foes? That is why the Rayvar triumphed onto one even more demanding and dangerous challenge. Your next training exercise will have you accompanying Forseer Key on one of her inspections. This experience will afford you the opportunity to witness firsthand the practical application of Arcanama. Pray do not tarry, yo. Kyla awaits you on the floor below with further details. A timely appearance, as I expected. Shall we proceed directly to the job at hand? I have been tasked with examining the wares of a goblin peddler caravan run by the Volstocks family. Our agents suspect these beastmen merchants of dealing in forbidden goods. As such, I have calculated that announcing an inspection has a 60% chance of inviting physical violence. I have prepared a strategy to respond to this possible shift in hostilities, but there is an important precondition you should be made aware of before we discuss the finer points of my plan. Though I am considered gifted in the form of tactics, I lack the reflexes and coordination necessary to employ many of those self-same strategies on the field of battle. Pray keep this factor in mind and adjust your perceptions accordingly. Now, should the goblins offer battle, you are to execute pattern 1345, otherwise known as stratagem focus fire. You and your carbuncle will concentrate your attacks on a single foe, and one by one the enemy will wither under the combined onslaught. Probability of victory 95%. Reports place the peddlers in the vicinity of Cookpot in Middle Lanoska. I will depart immediately to assess the situation. Seek me out once you arrive. I am Forseer Kia of Melvin's Gate. You are to cease all transactions and surrender your goods for inspection. Nasty, sneaky speakers, gobby spit uplanders, nose eyes on stabby brawn, stabby iron. A predictable, aggressive response. Very well, yo. Remember what we discussed. Nicely done. Adaptation, improvisation. I might have been observing our beloved guildmaster himself in action. This was the perfect example of how the strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your tactics, it is necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there is another question I would ask you. When it comes to improving the probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing on your strengths or showing up your weaknesses? Enhancing my strengths. Oh, again you respond as the guildmaster once did. I must revise the probability for your potential to attain greatness to 97%. You're the one to keep an eye on, that much is certain. But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculations must include an accurate assessment of your available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies, and the characteristics of your enemies. I believe that covers everything for today. Please return to the guild and make your report to Mistress Dear Brigham. Until next we meet, I shall abide here until the Yellow Jackets arrive to take peddlers into custody. My strategies will keep me company. Back from the field, yo. Keela contacted me with a summary of events. It seems that you retreated to a lecture on knowing thyself. That particular lesson is ordinarily taught only to intermediate practitioners. Without a sufficient store of combat experience from which to draw, it is difficult to fully appreciate the profundity of such a seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I feel confident that you will soon be ready for more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies and maintain the razor's edge of your mind. Oh, did it crash? Yes, it did. Hold on 1 second. Oh, okay, I got it fixed. Okay, I'm starting to weave now. I see, so if I do that, I don't get to keep my chain. Good to know. Okay. You seem tired, yo. Are you sleeping properly? One's reasoning can suffer without sufficient rest and recuperation. Should you deem yourself fit for duty, pray make way down to the practice floor. Foreseer Kayla has requested that you accompany her on another official inspection. There is, however, a requirement for your participation. The Foreseer will explain the situation. I was beginning to think I'd miscalculated. Yo, thank you for coming. I will soon be boarding a trading vessel suspected of smuggling. All merchant ships that make use of Lindsay Lamonza's ports are subject to inspection by Melvin's gate assessors. It's a routine I perform daily. In the case of smugglers, however, there is a 75% probability of encountering resistance. Thus, I would appreciate your company during this assignment. It is now that we must discuss the requirement of which you were informed. Though I have full confidence in your martial expertise, it is imperative that you first acquire the ability to summon Topaz Carbuncle. Such knowledge will be released to your contingent on your acceptance of this duty. Very good. The arcane entity given formed by Topaz geometry will further expand your offensive capabilities. With such an ally at your command, even the hardest of enemies will falter before you. Indeed, we could not conduct these dangerous spot inspections without its support. Please return to Mistress Theorum and inform her of your participation. I will join you once I have completed some final adjustments to my tactical formula. You have agreed to accompany the force here. Then I shall gladly instruct you in the use of the Topaz Carbuncle. Pray do not hesitate to employ this entity in combat should the inspection turn sour. The mercenaries Gearfriend and Astrota are here to assist with the inspection. Both are old hands when it comes to escorting Kyla during her more dangerous duties. Well met, yo. My spells are at your disposal. This won't be the first time we're expecting trouble, but as long as we follow the Forcier's tactics and keep a clear head, we'll come through just fine. The Morning Star is preparing to dock in Airport. We will meet you our first challenge. However, before we even board the vessel, it is almost certainly that the merchant ship has hired a thug or two across us at the pier. I calculate the probability at 98%. The crew wished to avoid attacking us on deck, you see, as that would all but trumpet their criminal intentions to the world at large. Now, once we do manage to clear the rails, we will face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For a small party such as ours, the most effective strategy would be to incapacitate individual foes as swiftly as possible. Each opponent we down is one less weapon raised against us. It is imperative that we do not allow ourselves to become tangled in multiple drawn-out skirmishes, lest we be overwhelmed. I call this stratagem Hammerfall. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. Keep those words in mind, yo. It is time we departed. Let us regroup before the main gates of Elport. We're counting on you to cut us a path to the landing boat. The Forcier will be safe with us. Let us talk about our task, yo. Pray inform the steerman at the pier that we are ready to conduct our inspection. Should violence be offered, you are to execute stratagem Hammerfall. Do not forget, your tactics are both your shield and your weapon. You're with the folks from Melbourne Gate? Hells, I knew there'd be trouble. Well then, I'm certainly glad to see you can handle yourself. You'll find the landing boat just down here at the end of the ramp. I'll have no part what comes next, though. Definitely handled, yo. Once again, I'm reminded of our guild master. Thanks to your efficient response, we will be able to commence this inspection earlier than I had calculated. We shall board the merchant vessel out in the bay. Aristoda, if you would take the rudder, the Morning Star awaits. Since their welcoming party at the pier failed to deter us, I expect with a probability of 85% that our arrival will incite further belligerence. Our objective, however, is not to trade blows, but to gain access to the hold. It may behoove us to employ stratagem hardhead. The aim of our opponents is to buy time so that suspect goods may be tossed into the ocean. I do not intend to give him that time. We will bull our way towards the cargo hold as quickly as we can. It is a tactic fraught with risk, but one that your presence makes possible. Shall we begin? I am Foreseer Kyla. By the authority of Melvin's Gate, I request that you surrender your goods for assessment. Well, now, your timing couldn't be worse, lass. The old door is all rusted up, you see. Bloody thing won't open. You'll have to come back another day after we fix the hinges. I will see that cargo now. Any vessel entering a port of Lenzo Lamonza is bound by law to submit to a routine inspection. The law, is it? Lads, I reckon it's time our guest had himself a little accident. Pitch him over the side. A masterful display, yo. Now we can finally gain access to their cargo. Oof. What have we here then? It's one of the bitch admiral's lapdogs scampering about the me ship. You're just like your mistresses, always sticking your nose in where it ain't invited. No, it can't be. Ah, recognized me pretty face, did you? But you were caught, exiled. Foreseer, are you hurt? Can you stand? Stay back. You stay away from me. Foreseer, please calm down. What are your orders? I've had enough of your whimpering, and I've certainly had enough of these bloody books. It's clear you ain't learning anything from them. Reckon it's time you got a different kind of lesson. Keela, Nelfiga, preserve us. She's fainted. We must withdraw. Yo, quickly, back to the boat. We'll carry the Foreseer. Aye, that's right. You slink back on to your mistress. You worthless crows. Gahaha. We'll take care of Kale. Yeah, you best return to the Arcanist Guild and report to Mistress Thurbum. That straight up looks like, what's her name? Anyway. It's good to see you well, yo. Guess Vince sent word ahead of your travels and travails and unfortunate turn of events, but considering the infamous black art you face, you might have fared much worse. Have you heard of the pirate Dos Manga? He was exiled from Lince Lamonza some years ago, but it appears he has chosen to defy the Admiral's orders, and once more he dares lay a hand on Forschner Kila. The poor lass must have been terrified. If I had known Dos Maga was aboard that ship, I never would have assigned her that duty. The assessor may require some time to recover, for Kila, that man, is a nightmare made flesh. Though her physical wounds will soon mend, there is little we can do to solve the hurt to her mind. You are concerned, angry mayhap? Harness that energy and channel it into your training. I predict we shall be needing your skills again before long. Oh my. Okay. Let's dye this. Okay. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.